Good evening, everybody.
Good
We're
evening, good
live.
evening.
Hey,
Huh? Hello. There you are.
just as well, I took my red dress off. We would have been matchy-matchy.
That's
Last
probably
time,
why I'm for mine.
yeah. Hello.
Hello, beautiful. Hello, beautiful community. How is everyone?
How are you, family and friends?
Absolutely. Hopefully soon to be family, extended family. How awesome is this that we get to hang out on a Wednesday evening?
Yay.
If you're still waiting for your person or your invitees, whoever you've invited to join you, and they aren't, or you're not sure if they're on yet, quickly pop them a little WhatsApp message or a message just to remind them. The more the merrier. We love spending time with as many of you as possible. So yay.
Absolutely. So let us know if you're here for the very first time tonight, or even the second time, actually. Some people popped on last night to our community chat / Q&A. So it'll be great to know if you're back on with us tonight. And you are not seeing things. I am not Tim. Tim and Petra were going to be on tonight, and Tim is a little under the weather. So you got pudding and pie tonight.
You got pudding and pie. Someone asked me, I sent it on our group, saying, who's pudding? I'm like, and then someone else said it's Angela. I'm like, how do you not know that it's pudding and pie? If this is the first time you hear, yeah. It's just our nicknames. Caro, it's your first time. Alistair, it's your first time today. Cheeky.
Time is like the first time. Hey, Alistair.
So welcome, everyone. Welcome. Angie is going to be driving for us tonight. So can I start by introducing you, my love?
Yes, you may certainly do that. Thank you.
So just so you know, if you are here on the first time or second time, so you know who we are. If you do know who we are, then maybe we should actually hand over to one of the community to introduce us in the future. Just an idea. That would be fun. So in the meantime, my beautiful co-host over here, Angela Kidian, also known as, she's the pudding to my pie, one of my absolute best humans in the world. And so besides a close friendship that we have, a soul connection, and in her professional life, should I say, just so you know where she's coming from. She's coming from she's in the corporate sphere in banking, so not a banker herself, but as a professional businesswoman in the banking financial sector. Also an established actress, performer with the most beautiful voice, and so many talents and gifts. We get to play together and work together in multiple streams, which is so incredible. So Angie is one of the ambassadors to 67 Blankets, which is doing the most incredible work, and one of our ambassadors and directors for Just One Thing 365. I'll let Angie tell you about that. And then just, one of the core pillars to this community from the start. So really honored and excited to be co-hosting with you tonight, my pudding. Such a gift.
Yay, yes. Thank you, my pie. The pie to my pudding. It's getting ridiculous now. People don't even call us by our own names anymore. It's just pudding and pie. Those grand intros. And then pudding and pie. So pie, also known as Petra, and I met a few years ago now, and I like to say that Petra got me to take my clothes off. And that is how I met her officially for the first time. She did that was it was everything in the name of For the Animals. So Petra is the founder of Just One Thing 365, and the purpose of Just One Thing 365 is to, other than raise awareness for everything human, animal, and planet, to also encourage us to do just one thing, even if it's one small thing, 365 days of the year. And the impact of that is really incredible. So she's the founder of that. She's the author of an incredible book called Living on Purpose, which I highly recommend if you've not yet read it. It's one of those amazing books you can just wake up in the morning, just open it up anywhere, and it's a quick page and a half or 2 page or whatever it might be of beautiful inspiration and wisdom. So those are the two of the little roles, not even little roles, mega roles that she plays, but she's also a sought after public speaker, coach in business. She coaches, in big corporate sectors, including banking sector. She is coaching some of the top leadership team in various areas. So it's really special for me to be presenting with you tonight. And also because you were one of my first 2 invitees.
I was.
So when you think about who to speak to, Gift of Legacy about, you want to make sure that you chat to someone in your friendship circle, one of your friends who, can really, if you were starting your own business or doing your own venture. Let's not use the word business because this is not a business. It's not a company that's owned by anyone. But if you were starting up something new and going on a venture, who would you take with you? And Petra was one of my people. She, being the cautious skeptic that she is, much like me, but even more so, said to me at the time when I shared this with her, and my sharing as well was skeptical. I was like, please have a look at this thing. I'm sure it's dodge. Should we do it or shouldn't we? And she said, well, why don't you give it a try and I'll see how it goes. Nice.
Yeah. And, you're going to invite me. You jump in.
And 2 or 3 weeks in, as I started, I was really receiving gifts beautifully. Petra caught the vision and hopped on, and now she is part of our leadership team, presentation team. And also, if you are already in the community and you go into the community section in your profile, you will find the most incredible training that Petra has put together for us there. So without any further ado, let me share our presentation and let you know what it is that we are so excited about. I'm just going to share my screen quickly.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Angie. I need to bring you to my my talks and stuff so you can do my intros. That was amazing. Thank you.
Easy peasy to talk about.
Beautiful.
When you know someone, eh?
Absolutely. So amazing. So we just wanted to give you an introduction to who we are so that you have some context, as opposed to us just being, robots here and these 2 strangers. So honored and grateful that you've decided to spend some time with us. Just so you know, for the rest of the next, let's say 40-ish minutes, just sit back and relax. There is nothing expected or required of you to do. You don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to participate, put your hand up, absolutely nothing. This is just some information sharing. So let's get straight to it. As Angie said, I was one of her invitees. So you are also here by invitation only. So just know that whoever invited you here took some deep consideration to think of, who would I want to journey with? Who do I want to play with? Who do I want to spend time with? Who do I want to go on this journey with? So if you said yes to that, that is why you're here. Someone hasn't just randomly picked you. You are here by design. So what is Gift of Legacy? Well, it's a beautiful gifting community that has a remarkable algorithm which sets us apart. And it's this algorithm that has been built in that helps us, as we call it, ride the boards of abundance together. And even up to a year ago, Angie, this was like a well-kept secret for both of us and so many people in the community that we were so surprised that we'd never heard it before. Also why we thought it was a little bit suspicious. But it's something that has changed the world of millions. Yeah, nothing, never heard it before. So glad that I said yes to this and yes to so much more that has come from this. So if you're ready, let's share a little bit more. about what Gift of Legacy is about. So this is just a little excerpt from a beautiful book. And pretty much what it's talking about is, that there is this new economic paradigm, which we've all noticed and we've all been seeing, that is arising out of the breakdown of the top-down economic model. So top-down, of course, think of any corporate, think of the government. There's the big person on the top who has all the influence, is making all the money, and then their cronies do. And then right at the bottom is the majority of the population, the 99% of the population that is hustling every day to make ends meet. So we're trying to spin that on its head. And it's not just us. This is a movement that has been going. Irvin Laszlo in the Cultural Forum in China even shared that either we will join together for an ecological civilization in the next few years, or we'll become extinct. So really what it is that there's these communities where we're sharing and caring and gifting each other so that we are self-sufficient. We're a community living, joining together and uplifting each other into abundance, as opposed to relying on the hard work where the top 1% keeps earning. So that's really what we're about. Quick disclaimer is that this presentation is for information sharing only and is not to be construed as financial advice. Neither Angela nor myself nor Gift of Legacy are registered financial or tax advisors. So the information we're giving here is just intended to give you a bit of an example and insight of what you can expect on this journey together. So who is it for? This is one of our favorite questions. So of course, we like to think that this is for absolutely everyone, but it's not. We're very selective in the people that we want to play with, that we want to keep in this community, because these are people that we share. It's like-hearted, it's like-minded. So people that are in the habit, in the pattern, in their way of living and lifestyle and mindset of giving and receiving, of blessing other people into abundance that they might not even know, of helping others succeed in life. So if you're naturally one of those people that are generous, whether it's your time, your finances, your encouragement, where you cheer other people on, then this is probably for you. And or maybe you're in a position because you have been so generous with everything that you've given your own oxygen mask to so many other people. Maybe now is the time for you to take control of your own life so that you can keep blessing others into abundance. So be blessed so that you can be a blessing. So if you answered yes to any of the above, we're absolutely ready to start. So what is Gift of Legacy? It's a global gifting activity, and there are no limitations of borders, and there are now members in well over 100 countries across the world. We are growing at a rapid rate, at sometimes 12,000 people plus joining per day, which is why our system, we're doing crazy upgrades at the moment to support the growth, because we never predicted how quickly this would grow. And it's beautiful because we're uplifting communities, not just in our backyard, but worldwide, creating abundance and self-development together. Angie mentioned self-development. There's a course that I've created. There's other development lessons and videos and training on the website, on the portal, because this is a journey. It's a mindset shift. Did I say that right? So that we can expand ourselves, expand our lives. And the only way we can do that is by expanding what's in between our ears. So what's going on internally dictates and creates our external world. So sacred economics, what on earth does this mean? As an addition to the excerpt earlier from the book, financial gifting has been used around the world for centuries. In Africa in particular, we call it the Ubuntu culture, which is communities helping and supporting each other. So if you think way back when you had communities that would all support and help, if the one family needed rice, all of the families would come together. Someone else needed money for a doctor, all the families would come together. So this is pretty much what we're doing on a global scale and on an algorithm that is just helping us do this seamlessly. Of course, 100% legal and off the mainstream for decades. So it doesn't fit into the traditional business models. And that's what's really exciting, is we don't have someone or stakeholders dictating to us. So this has blessed millions, as we've said, by sharing the wealth into the hands of many. So millions of dollars get shared globally amongst people, whether it's annually, monthly, weekly, daily. We've seen it happen. And truly, truly giving hope and education and blessing people into abundance globally. So how does it get better than that? Well, it's decentralized as well. So this is personally what made me feel safer. When Ange first showed me right at the beginning, this is what made me feel safe. Because at first I thought, oh dear, someone's going to ask me to put money somewhere on a platform. Then those people that put the platform together are going to up and leave and take all my money, which has happened to me before. It's happened to many people I know. And the great thing is that Gift of Legacy is not a company, not an institution, not a broker or a trader. The only reason that we have this website is that it manages all the connections between each other that's on there. So in other words, it links you to myself, to Angela, to the next person, and that's how we gift. So no money goes onto a platform, nothing like that at all. All you need to be part of our beautiful community is a computer or smartphone or both, internet connection, WhatsApp and Telegram, because that's how we connect to each other. That's how I hopefully will call you and say, hey, I've got a gift for you. Where can I send your gift? So peer-to-peer, this is exactly what I'm talking about or referring to, is that it's person to person. So literally, you will be giving someone a call in this beautiful community to let them know that you've joined. The algorithm tells you who to contact. And you'll say to them, I've got this beautiful gift. And you will go into the nuts and bolts of it. But the exciting thing is that gifts get paid directly to you because it doesn't go onto a platform anyway. So there's no third party controlling your money, which makes it 100% risk-free. Alrighty. Perpetual, which is lots of fun, of course, which means ongoing, non-stop, and passive. So it's perpetual gifting and receiving. So you will be gifting and receiving over and over and over for as long as you stay part of this beautiful community. And how amazing is that? It doesn't stop. As long as you stay plugged in and you honor the ethos and the integrity, you'll keep gifting and receiving. And the great thing is that this is a legacy you're creating well after you've gone. You can leave this in your will and bless someone else, whether it's a person, a cause that you believe in. And that's really what makes my heart beat, is knowing that somehow I'm helping even more than I thought was possible. So that's really, really cool. Alrighty, so I'm sure that by now you're getting an inkling that Gift of Legacy is more than just a gifting activity. We truly help each other grow and succeed while supporting each other and uplifting each other. So, and you'll feel this as, you know, when you join and you start participating, you'll truly feel this. This is something that we've received way more than we could have anticipated, because we truly do gift from our heart. It's an unconditional gift that you are blessing someone else in the community. You're not paying for a service. You are just gifting someone. You are blessing someone into abundance. Gifts that I've given before move me, truly move me to tears, because I'll get messages of, you have no idea how perfect this timing is. You've made my day, you've changed my life, and I've done the same. So I can't wait for you to experience that. It's really exciting. So you give from your heart, you share the love with someone that you care about, just like the person that's invited you here, and the people that you've invited. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this. And then Angel goes through what it means to guide your team. And when you become the legend, you start building your legacy. So it's truly just the most beautiful gifting community where we're here with the same goal, and that we want to change lives, our own lives, so that we can be blessed to be a blessing, so that we can change the lives and make an impact in the lives of others, whether it's humans, animals, or the planet. So thank you for the opportunity to share. I'm going to hand over to my beautiful Pudding, and she's going to walk you through or talk you through the nuts and bolts. Thanks, my Angie.
Thank you for breaking that down for us so beautifully. I just want to quickly switch my WhatsApp off, because it's I don't know if it will do.
Pop-ups.
It won't do it. All right. It's not working. I'm sorry, it keeps bleeping, and you know I'm in Gift of Legacy, so there's a whole host of groups. I apologize if you hear bleep, bleep, anyone in the community, don't WhatsApp me, please, during this call.
No messages to Angie for the next while, please.
Don't message me. All right, so let's talk about how we get started. And as I'm about to do this, I just want to mention, some people wonder about why we go into so much kind of detail about talking about the community and gifting and all of these things before we get into the nuts and bolts of the mechanism. And that is because this is not an investment scheme. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not a business opportunity. It's not an investment opportunity. We are a global gifting activity. And so it's really important for us that as you look at this, to see if this is a community that you want to be part of, that you understand who we are. Because, and I didn't know this, P didn't know this, there are many gifting communities around the world. And in fact, when we were still in our precursor program, like a year ago, $35 billion a year was being spread around the world globally between gifting communities. That's because people want to decentralize the way they receive and give money. So this is not something that's new. However, our community is unique and really, really special to us because, as P started off by saying, that you are here by invitation only. You won't see our opportunity on social media or, well, you shouldn't. If you do, someone let us know. But, because it's not just something that we just spread to everyone. You have to catch the fire of that. And we build as a community. And as you become part of this community, you are planting a seed in the community. And that seed grows monetary wise, but also more than anything, the people that you're on this journey with will become some of your best friends, some of the people that challenge you the most. It's a place that you start facing your real feelings about money. Many of us say, I want to be rich and I want to have so much money. But if you actually take some money out of your wallet and you look at that money and and then the question is, do you love money or do you hate money? Have you been brought up to believe that money is the root of all evil? Or, what is our feeling? When I joined Gift of Legacy, my feeling was that I needed to work really hard for money and that money didn't come easily. And so when I did receive my first gift within days, it was very quick for me because we were working all as a team when we joined on our board. I remember just sort of bursting into tears. Granny Sylvia, who's been with us all along, she was my first gifter. And I couldn't believe that someone in this community would just give me $100. And so that is how you get started. You join Gift of Legacy by gifting $100 to someone else in the community. Firstly, it's the one and only time that you ever take money out of your own pocket, because as I unpack the boards for you, you'll see how you use a portion of your gifts to advance yourself in the first round when you need to do that. And after that, how you use just one of your gifts to re-enter every single time. So you're going to look at that. But what you're also going to see is that 100% of the gifts that you send go directly to someone else. There's no platform fee. You're not going to get to the bronze board, to the silver board and suddenly go, oh, there was a hidden cost. And now I need to start, paying a fee or a percentage. Never, ever. We all gift exactly the same amount. We all receive exactly the same amount. This is not like a pyramid scheme where someone at the top is earning more than the people at the bottom. We all have an equal opportunity to gift in $100, to invite two people, like-minded, like-hearted people to join us on the journey, and we all get to the same place. That you will see when I show you these numbers will be a mathematical certainty. So I'm really excited to share this and unpack this with you. When we gift to each other, as P mentioned earlier, you can use various methods. This is also part of our self-development and learning because, many of us know how to do bank transfers and that's it. So now you're having to increase your vocabulary a little and start looking at PayPal and Revolut and crypto and, various other forms, because there is no middleman that's receiving your money. You don't send your money to Gift of Legacy that sits with all the gifts and then on the 25th of the month decides to pay everyone out a portion of that. You are literally in control of your own gifting. So all the algorithm does is tell you who you need to gift, and you gift directly to that person. So we are learning about all of these wonderful payment methods, and it's like a whole new language to many of us. $100 is what it takes to start this journey. I'm going to show you, the orange dot is going to represent you, how you join the boards as a legend. We're going to show you how you share this with like-minded people who will do the same. It's really important that who will do the same part. So let's clock that. I'm going to take you through the 4 boards, $100, $400, $1,600, and $5,000 boards. Your journey as a gifter builder guide to legend on each of the boards. And here we start looking at the numbers, how on your first time through the boards, you receive gifts along the way, totaling $42,700 US. And once you're in the perpetual journey, so that's basically after your first time going through through the boards, your gifts total $49,700 US. That's almost $50,000. It is about a 501% return on that $100 seed that you planted into someone's life, that unconditional seed. So let us have a look at these boards. I'm going to take a little bit of time to talk about the bronze board, just because they all work exactly the same, with 2 exceptions. One, the bronze board's the first time and the only time you're going to use $100 or money out of your own pocket. It's also the place that you will invite your 2 invitees. After that, you don't need to invite any more people if you don't want to. Of course, once you start receiving, you realize how many people you can bless in this world and how many lives can get changed. And so you can't help yourself. You share it with everyone that you speak to. And also everyone wants to know what the stupid grin is on your face and why you spend 8 o'clock at night on Zoom calls, etc., etc. But those are going to be the only 2 exceptions: money out of your own pocket and your 2 invitees. And for the rest, the journey is the same. So let's get going on this. $100, as I said, you enter on the bronze board, and when you exit this bronze board, you're going to exit with $800. Why? Let me show you how this works. So someone invited you to this call or to a smaller call, and maybe you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this in a day or two's time, and you're going to join this board as a gifter. So there you are with your $100, and notice now, you gift directly to the legend on the board. So the legend is the center spot. That's where we all gravitating towards. It's the spot, it's the receiving spot, the one that we really, really are excited to get to. And you'll notice here as well, it's not a far distance to get to legend, right? You start as a gifter, you move to builder guide, and then you're legend. So it's very, very achievable. At the same time, the person who invited you is probably inviting someone else. And everyone else on the board is working together to bring in 8 gifters. Once there are 8 gifters on the board, this board will be confirmed. The last gift will be received by the legend. Once it's in their account or however they receive it, they're going to click confirm, and this board is going to spin, and you're going to move up a position to the builder position. It's as easy as that. There's a lot to take in when you hear this for the first time. It's really, really simple. So just pick the bits that you can, this is the part you really just kind of need to understand in terms of the build, because it's really simple once you get it. So the 8 gifters have come in. They've all gifted the legend on the board. The board is spun, and now you are in the builder position. While you're in gifter, there's a few things you want to think about. Firstly, you want to get to know Gift of Legacy a little bit. So you want to attend Zooms. You want to make sure that you are, watching back onto some of the roles and responsibilities. You're attending training, and you're thinking about who you want to journey with. It's also the time we ask you that when you land on a board as a gifter, you make sure that you contact your legend immediately. It should be one flow. Land on the board, get hold of the legend and say, hi, I'm here. I'd like to gift you. All right. Then when you get to builder, it is what it says. builder. This is where you start, the beginning of starting to build your legacy. And this is where best practice would be where you invite your two invitees. And yes, your first two invitees, because you definitely will bring more along with you, but that is all that's required. So this is a good time to bring them in. I just want to say, this is not multi-level marketing. So it doesn't have to build as in you, your invitees, their invitees, because this algorithm moves us around. We're a global community. So you may find that you are in the gifted position. Nobody else on the board is doing anything. You've got 2 gifters ready or 8 gifters ready. And so you will put them in and they will fill up. The board fills up from position 1 to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So your gifters might go somewhere else. But best practice would be to get to builder and invite your 2 invitees. And all of the builders will do the same thing. And once there are 8 gifters on the board again, all gifting the legend on the board's going to spin off again. And now you're going to land in the guide role. This is a great place to be. Oh my gosh, I'm guide on a couple of boards at the moment. And it's always my best because you just know there's one more spin and you are in the receiving spot. And you've done what you needed to do because you've invited, hopefully you invited your 2 people by now. If you haven't, really make sure you get them by the time you get to guide. And at the same time, you are helping the builders to get their gifters in. You are basically working as a community all the time on this bronze board this is like your base. It's your foundation board. What you do on this board will really help you in the perpetual cycles. So make sure you help your invitees to, and their invitees, and then help them all to bring in their 8 gifters. Once they're all in, the legend, who's now smiling broadly, will click on that last confirm button, and then voila, it's your turn to be the legend. Love, the only thing better than being a guide is being a legend. Because now it's your time to enjoy and receive the gifts from the 8 gifters that arrive on the board. Once you receive that last gift, you're going to click this board and confirm, and then I'm going to show you what happens next. But I just want to also say, please make sure that you only confirm someone on the board once you've received the gift into your account, into your crypto wallet, whatever it might be, but that it is cleared and received. And gifters, please beware. Yes, you will send the legend a proof of your gift, but they only should confirm you once they've received it. That is part of what will help us as a community make sure that scammers don't pop on, people who are just popping on, kind of saying they're gifting and then disappearing. So for the safety of everyone on the board, please understand, you want to make a real-time payment to the legend, or however you can do that, as swiftly as possible, so that you don't hold up the movement of the board. And then the legend will confirm that right away once they've received it. And then here's what happens. This is how we advance. So legend confirms they've received their $800 in gifts. The board spins, and now the fun really begins. So we said you don't need to bring any more money from your own wallet. So you take, of the $800 gifts that you receive, you're going to hold back $400 to place yourself for the first time on a silver board. Love the silver boards. At the same time, you are holding back $100 for your perpetual bronze cycle, which means on your first journey through the board, you're keeping gifts of $300 in your pocket. Now, remember, you only put in $100, you're keeping $300, but let's have a look at what this perpetual cycle is, because that's where it gets really fun. Once you're on the perpetual cycle, so this means you've been through the boards once, now you have re-entered as a gifter again on your second board and there onwards. Every time from your second board onwards, you go through legend, you keep $700. Why? Because you've already used your first round to advance yourself to the silver board. So you don't need to use that $400 again. Now you're just going to use one gift out of your 8 gifts, one gift, that's all, to re-enter. And every single time you go through a bronze board thereafter, you will always receive $700 over and over and over and over and over again. How does it get better than that? Okay, so let's have a look at your silver board. So I've taken some time on the bronze. I'm going to scoot through the other boards. They work exactly the same. with the exception, as I said, you don't need to bring more invitees to these boards, and you aren't bringing any more money out of your own pocket. As I said, you're using the gifts to advance yourself. So you used $400 from the gifts you received, you enter the silver board with 400, and you are going to exit the silver board with 3,200. Why 3,200? Because this time, each of these gifters, because it's a silver board, are each gifting you $400 instead of $100 that they were doing on the previous board. So you receive $3,000, $3,200. What do you do with that? Well, you hold that 1,600 to advance yourself to the gold board. And at the same time, this is the fun part, you use $400 to enter for the second time onto a silver board, and that then becomes your perpetual cycle. And you're going to keep gifts of $1,200 in your pocket on your first time around your silver board. But let's have a look at the perpetual cycle. Every single time you go through a perpetual silver board, you will, once you get to legend, receive 3,200. Now you're only using $400 to re-enter. So you will keep $2,800 every single time over and over again. Gold board. Ooh, I love the gold board. $1,600 you used of your gifts to enter the gold board. Now 8 gifters are going to gift you $1,600 US. Let's be really clear about the USD, a nice, good, strong currency to be exchanging in. And therefore, you're going to receive $12,800 when you exit this board as a legend. And Petra's got that knowing smile of, ooh, I did enjoy that. I enjoyed being a legend on that board. Right? How cool is it? Okay, so this, it's like, wow, this really works. It's that stuff, right? Okay, so $12,800. And you're going to do the same thing now. We're at the platinum board. So this is the board. This is as high as our boards go. You're going to hold back 5,000 for your platinum board. And you're going to keep 1,600 to now enter your perpetual gold cycle, which means your first time through your gold board, you're going to keep gifts of 6,200 US. But every time thereafter, you will only use 1,600 to re-enter one gift. You'll keep 7 gifts, and that means you'll be keeping 11,200 over and over again. And again, I just want to say we all gift the same, we all receive the same. So this is a completely fair system. This is the same for all of us. Presenters, leadership, none of us get anything more or less. We don't get paid to be here. We're part of this community. It's the people, it's for the people, by the people, and we all get exactly the same. And that's really beautiful. So platinum board, you have used $5,000 to enter this board. 8 gifters are going to pop onto this board and gift you, and you're going to receive 40,000 US dollars. Doesn't matter what country you're in. That is a really significant number of gifts to receive in any currency. And here's the really cool part about the platinum board as well. As though it's not, amazing enough to receive 40,000 US dollars, it's also already, it becomes perpetual in its nature straight away because there's nowhere else to go. So basically, every single time you receive $40,000 on a platinum board, you will always keep $35,000, and you'll just use one gift to re-enter. So this is the one board where over and over and over again, right from the first time round, you always keep 35,000 US dollars. If you don't know what that is in your currency, just Google $/rand or whatever you're in exchange rate, and that will show you why we smile so broadly and with deep gratitude. A smile is one thing, but the gratitude for many of us, especially if you're living in countries like Africa, where the dollar exchange rate is really quite magnificent. It's gratitude, a real gratitude that comes with what we receive here. So quick recap. When you're on the perpetual boards, $100, you keep 700. Silver board, you keep 2,800. Oops, I went too far. Gold board, you keep 11,200, and your platinum board, you're going to keep 35,000 US dollars. So to recap that, $100, 2 like-minded people, first time through mathematical certainty, 42,700, no matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter what your status in life is, it's all the same for every single one of us in this community. Once we're in the perpetual boards, every single time after that, throughout all the boards, you will have accumulated 49,700 US dollars. And that is something that is really exciting. And that's why we are so very honored to share this with you. Pete's going to take us a few of these guidelines, and some of this repeats what I've already said, but sometimes it's just really good to hear. And also for those of you who are wondering, if you don't have your 2 invitees, by the time you get to your legend position, Petra's going to share with you what happens then.
Amazing. Thank you, my Ange. How incredible. I mean, we are so used to co-hosting these, and every time, usually Tim's the one that is driving this part of it, and Ange, tonight you did it, and it just excites me every single time, because, you know, I've felt and I've experienced receiving part of those gifts, and I've experienced giving those gifts as well. And like you said, it's fair for all of us. So there's not one person at the top receiving more and more and more. So when people ask me, P, when is a good time to join? I'm like, any time is a good time, because you're not going to, you know, move up a ladder quicker than someone else and receive more, because we all gift and receive the same. So just some guidelines in order to advance from the bronze board, which is your first starter board of $100. You're just required to invite 2 like-hearted, like-minded people to join you. So people that you want to travel with, people that have the same integrity as you, and people that are going to participate and grow the community together. If you do not follow this guideline, by the time you are legend, you won't be allowed to, or you won't be able to rather, to advance to your silver board, which is your $400 board, or to go onto your perpetual $100 board. So all that the algorithm does is it notices that you haven't brought in your 2, it sidelines you for a while, which really means just it's giving you a sacred pause so that you can breathe, invite your people to come, which is really nice because it takes the pressure off. You know, when you're feeling under pressure, and especially if your board is moving quickly, if you're on one of those boards, then how amazing. You know, you might be nervous, you might not have had time, life might happen in between. So it just takes the pressure off a little bit. And as soon as you've got your 2, the algorithm picks it up and then it slots you right back into where you left. When it comes to the perpetual board, to activate your perpetual board, you need to follow the same guidelines as the first cycle. So when you've received all your 8 gifts and they've been confirmed, you can access your perpetual board, which then allows you to become the gifter again. So like Angie said there, you know, with all those beautiful, where now you're only gifting one of those beautiful 8 gifts. You don't need to start a new profile or a new board and bring in 2 more people. The system literally activates this board for you. And all you do is you click join, and then you go back to the bottom and you gift your legend again. And that's how the cycle continues. So we just keep cycling on and on and on. So you don't need more people. You will want to invite more people, as Angie said. But the basic requirement is one $100 unconditional gift to bless someone else in the community, that the algorithm will instruct you who that is, and then your 2 people to start with. So that's really it. It's so simple. So, and I know that there was a lot of info that Anne shared, a lot of info that I'm sharing as well. Don't stress. We've all had to watch this many, many, many times. I specifically did, and speaking from experience, but it's okay. Rather watch the recordings, come onto more calls so that you are sure. Alrighty. So what makes us unique? Really user-friendly, the website, besides it's just being pretty and beautiful to look at, it's really user-friendly. Yes, we've had to manage some things because the community has grown exponentially, but it's really, really easy to use. It's a fail-safe system, so there are various methods in the algorithm that keeps the boards moving. And the groundbreaking algorithm takes care of new participants while rewarding existing participants. This is through our cross-pollination. So all our perpetual boards, it activates this global pool. So all these beautiful community members across the world, that's where Ange mentioned that we start moving around and meeting each other, meeting and greeting each other from different communities. So as soon as there's a gap, the algorithm takes you in and puts you in there. So that's lots of fun. So you'll be using Google Translate and DeepL a lot, which is cool. So the global community, and we just have to say this because, you know, we kind of forget as soon as there's a language barrier, you know, people start getting impatient because it comes down to money. So yes, this is gifting and this is first and foremost what it needs to be. But the truth is, people can get impatient when you are using Google Translate and you can't understand what it is. So all that we ask is that you have patience and understanding and compassion and empathy with each other. You know, there is that personal development learning. For many of us, I'd never used many of these platforms before. I'd never used any of the crypto, and not that that's a requirement, but, you know, you start playing and exploring. So I'm really grateful that people were patient with me, and that's all that we ask as well. So not limited to 2, the basic requirement is 2, but of course, share and share and share the love. There's a wonderful support team that is made up of human beings, not bots. So just, you know, lovingly ask them. They work so hard to try and support you. So as much as we can hustle, please make sure that you also only log your issues in once. I think we're sitting on 700 tickets today, I think, Ange. So please, if you've logged your issue once, or else it takes even longer to catch up. And then fast tracking on the next slide. So there's multiple strategies that Gift of Legacy has. If, you know, to give you opportunities and to help you along. So if you're one of those people where you're like, you know, I know so many people that are going to love this, that are going to benefit. So instead of 2, you bring in 4. What will happen then, even if you're on your starter board, your $100 board, is that the algorithm will notice that you've brought in 4 invitees that have been confirmed, and it unlocks the $400 position or the board. So if you have got an extra $400 lying around and you're ready to gift with it straight away, you can join the silver board. Same goes with, okay, now you've got 6 invitees. Algorithm notices that and then unlocks the $1,600 board. Please only join the board if you have the gift ready to give. You know, it's quite heartbreaking when you're a legend and you see all these people filling up and they're like, oh no, I was just checking things out, so not actually here to gift. So treat this as you want to be treated as well. If you've got 8 confirmed invitees and you have $5,000 available, just, you know, lying around like you do, then you can unlock the platinum board. So you'll always be cycling on all of those boards at the same time. You can't just go straight to platinum. You work through bronze, silver, gold, and then platinum. All right, so really, really important. Please only share this with like-hearted and like-minded people. You know, don't try and rush people just because you need a space filler, because you need your 2. It's not going to help you advance. It's not going to support you. If anything, you're going to be frustrated because they aren't doing the same. So rather take your time and speak to the like-hearted, like-minded people here. No promoting on social media, and this is exactly why. Share something like this on social media, you're going to get every scammer under the sun that is going to want to make a quick buck. So choose wisely, choose responsibly. All your invitees need to duplicate the system. So look for those magic builders, people that are going to come alongside you, catch the vision, and build with you. Alrighty. Also, so important, be the messenger, not the message. I think we've all done this. We get so excited at first. Now you're excited, you're hyped up, you're going to go phone someone or tell your partner, and you're going to try and explain everything that Ange has shared with you and everything I've shared with you in the most awful way, because you haven't experienced it yet. You haven't been on the calls. I've made this mistake. All the people, oh man, I think we've all done it. That's how we giggle, right? When people tell us, we're like, no, stop trying to explain it. Don't explain the whole movie, just the trailer. No one wants to watch the movie once you've explained the movie really badly. You know, because that one guy, and I can't remember that guy's name, that did this and this. Don't do that. So rather just say to them, just share to them that there's this incredible community. You can't explain it because you don't know enough about it, but come on one of the calls, whether it's with Ange and or myself or any of the other calls, Mondays, Wednesdays, or Fridays. This is what we're here for. And you've got the visuals to support it as well. So let us do the work for you. So come to at least 3 Zooms a week. Well, now there's the 3 on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Why we encourage that, and I mean, we're on these calls all the time, is that you stay plugged in, you stay excited. Think of, all those, so many WhatsApp groups that you get invited to. As soon as you mute WhatsApp groups or you leave them, you're no longer connected there. You no longer know what's going on. You're no longer plugged into the energy. Whereas the WhatsApp groups, for example, that you're on, you have communication and relationship with the people there, which is the same as these calls. Stay plugged in. So you're excited and you can share from a place, from the heart, as opposed to, I need to do this now after hours. Make this part of your life and your lifestyle, because then it's easy to talk about it all day long. And then on our YouTube channel, there is incredible support and training to help you, to guide you, to expand you, questions you may have. So, there is so much here for you that we give of our time voluntarily. As Ange said, none of us get paid. This isn't a business where we're all drawing salaries. We literally give of our time to support the community, to support you, to support each other and ourselves. So let's do this thing together, which is so exciting. Quickly is that, there are no guarantees. We have to say that. I've been sharing now that, I had a few injuries, so I'm finally doing rehab training on my neck and shoulder and my spine. Got the go-ahead from the chiro, which is fantastic. My hubby owns a gym, but if I don't pitch up and do the work, nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to get better. Same as this. Please don't, if you decide, okay, you want to join, you're going to sign up, you're going to gift someone, or you're not even going to gift someone for a week, for 2 weeks, then rather don't. Maybe it's not the time for you, or maybe you just need to come on to more calls so that you understand it. But there are no guarantees if you're not going to participate and be part of the community. So please don't rush into it. Don't rush people to join. Don't force anyone to join if they're not ready. The success or failure of any of us will depend on our willingness to help others and follow the ethical principles of Gift of Legacy. That said, so important, it remains our responsibility as individuals to ensure compliance to the tax laws in our country. So I always say, give to Caesar what is owed to Caesar. Gift of Legacy is a decentralized platform with no third-party affiliation, ownership, or partnership. So if someone approaches you and says, hey, just give me the money, there's this quick thing that we're doing within Gift of Legacy and it's going to go even quicker, that's your own risk. If you just join, bring in your 2 and they duplicate, the system works and it works beautifully. So let's not try and take shortcuts and create things within that are going to distort it and get people into trouble. Let's do this the honorable way.
Don't try and fix it.
Girl, absolutely. So yeah, so thank you for that. And then Angie, do you want to take over here? And then we've got one last here as well.
Yeah, just one little section we want to share. So just so you know that we've got, this presentation doesn't only happen in English. We've got English, Asian calls, Finnish, Italian, Portuguese, French, Afrikaans, Germans. I mean, literally
Zulu,
over 100 countries. Like if you want a call in your language or presentation, chances are strong that there's one available. We just really recommend that you join our Telegram groups, other than whatever your invite is inviting you to. Maybe there's a smaller group, as we all are in smaller groups, which is why my phone keeps bleeping. But also Gift of Legacy official groups. There are 3 of them, and we highly recommend that you join the Gift of Legacy testimonial group. So the information groups are going to tell you when calls are, all the updated latest news. The testimonial group is where the community speak. That's where they say, this has happened today, I was gifted, this is how it's changed my life, or this is my why, and that's what you can share with other people. Because sometimes they'll hop onto these calls, as I do when I hop onto calls for other presentations and things. I come on and I'm like, what are they going to try and sell me? When the testimonial group, it's people in the community that are telling you their stories. That's a really powerful place to be. I'm not going to go through all of that now. The presentations are all there, but I'm going to ask Petra to go into this, but we really were very excited this week to launch our NPO, which is really fun. It's just it's one of the most exciting parts of Gift of Legacy for us. the Gracious Gifters movement. And Gift of Legacy, it's not a company, it's not owned, it's not a business, not owned by anyone. And as we've said by now, you probably know, this unique algorithm just manages our gifting, and it constantly needs to be maintained and upgraded. It doesn't sit in with it. Well, it's a global community. And to date, our nonprofit, Gracious Gifters, has been the leadership team, the core leadership team, have been covering all of the costs of Gift of Legacy. So right now, for those of you, and we'll just give you a notice at the end of this call, so hang on for that, what's happening with the system. But there's upgrades happening, and they've been covering these costs. So if you would like to contribute with using some of your gifts, and if that's $50, if it's $10, if it's $100, if it's $5,000 on one of your, whatever it might be, every little bit will count, because as we said, it's for the people, by the people. And so we really want to be able to be in a position where we are looking after our own system. But Petra's going to tell us a little bit more about Gracious Gifters movement, because that is launched, and she's been part of this right from the beginning with Hercules, and so she's going to share a little bit more on that. Are you muted? You muted, P?
Sorry, I am. Thank you. Sorry, my eldest, one of our dogs, was just making a lot of noise. So thank you for that. I've just shared the link in the chat if anyone does want to follow it to donate. So the Gracious Gifters movement has started. So as Ange said, it's an MPO that has been managing the expenses so far for the upgrades, etc. Because as much as they are wonderful volunteers, it's a full-time gig. So developers, etc., are getting paid for that. And at the same time, simultaneously, Hercules has got such a heart for helping, which all of us have, which is what drew us to this community in the first place, because we're naturally gifted. We naturally want to make a difference in the lives of others. So this it just makes sense. So the Love Heart position, which was just launched on Monday, which is beautiful, is that, it's being made available to you. Already invited your 2 invitees successfully. So that's the basic requirement, is you have had to have your 2 invitees already. So now you can sponsor in, whether it's an individual or charity or cause that's close to your heart. But maybe you've been holding off, and I just know that because it's something that I did right at the beginning. I sponsored a whole lot in, and then the pressure was on me to now help them find their 2, because they are busy and with all the nonprofit work. So that takes a huge toll, because you're trying to build your side, but you're also helping them. So it's been putting a lot of people off from that responsibility of having to bring in 2. So now what is being created here is that you'll nominate and you'll gift in cause, the nonprofit, the individual that you want to gift in, and then they'll get plugged into the system, and then all the other charities that get plugged in filter in under them as their 2 invitees. So it takes the pressure off you from having to find 2 invitees for them as well. So how beautiful that you've been wanting to sponsor someone or a cause, an organization for so long, but you were worried about having to find 2 for them as well. You don't need to worry about that. So I know that takes a huge weight off many people's shoulder. And it's currently also, please note, the only official Gift of Legacy support initiative. Yes, everyone's doing their own thing. I mean, we've got the nonprofit Just One Thing 365, which is amazing. And I must just give a shout out to the Gracious Gifters movement for supporting Just One Thing, because together we've managed to really make a huge difference and an impact in the lives of the All Hearts Foundation, which are about to lose their home. And they support many animals, many humans. So thank you. Big shout out to Gracious Gifters. I've seen it happening in action. So beautiful. And I wouldn't have been able to do this on my own if it wasn't for being part of this and having brought my 2. So so have a look there. You can take a screenshot. I do recommend you go onto the YouTube channel. I'll see if I can quickly share the link on the chat. and that you watch Hercules, the introduction that he gives on this, which is so beautiful. So we'll request the invitee links. They will be looked at, they will be verified as well. So I know that people might think, oh, let me just, try this out, but please, no chances, we are doing this the right way. So if you have any cause, whether it's for humans, animals, planets, a church maybe that you want to support, caregiver, school, soup kitchen, feeding scheme, so it's not limited to these, but these are just some ideas. Maybe it's your domestic worker or gardener that you want to support into abundance. I mean, this could will change people and organizations' lives. Fundraising is hard. Trying to keep supporting individuals every month is hard. This way, it's possible. So really encourage you to go onto ggmmovement.org/loveheart. You can find that on the info group as well. And then just go onto the YouTube channel and you'll find more information there. So excited by that. So how amazing that, this is gifting in action. We're gifting each other, but we're just leveling up. So in a different and most beautiful way. And just one last thing there quickly. Imagine if all of us in this community, over 20,000 people, from all of our gifts, so I'm committing to that. As I'm legend, I'm going to donate. Pardon?
You said 20,000 people, 200,000 people.
I mean, 200,000. What am I talking about? 20,000, please. That was like weeks ago. 200,000 people. Thanks, my Angie. If we all, when we get to legend position, gift or donate just $5 to GGM, I mean, like, guys, we are changing the world with just $5 from those beautiful gifts we're receiving. So something to think about there.
Thank you, P.
Thanks,
all right. Community, thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for always being here. We just have one little announcement that we need to make, and I'm just going to kind of read that to you. It's a statement that has been put together by our core team, and it is with regards to the website that has had some delays on it. For those of you who are new, this is a little bit of housekeeping and in-house. So you're welcome to hop off, but we're only going to be another minute or so. But just to let you know that, our developers, and as we were saying last night, we were really so excited because they plugged something into the system to allow us to continue our gifting and receiving while they were trying to just bring the system up to speed because of the rapid growth. Having started 10 weeks ago with 7,900 people, and how these couple of 10 weeks later to have over 200,000 and 12,000 people hopping on a day, and everyone kind of online all the time, was something that they just need to accommodate. Having said that, the actual platform can host millions of people. So it's not the platform, it's just that, the algorithm needs to just adjust to the speed that we are growing at. So community, thank you for doing everything that you're doing. But here's an announcement that's going to affect us all just for the next couple of days. And I think it was 3 to 5 days. Hey, P, was that right? So the statement is, due to the rapid and exciting growth of Gift of Legacy over the last short while, our community platform needs some TLC as it is not performing at its optimal capacity. We value your comfort and trust in the system, and it is therefore imperative that we urgently take measures to upgrade and enhance the performance and efficiency of GL, as well as maintaining your user experience. So the queuing system was a temporary solution to assist with the load. We have no choice but to temporarily take the system offline to maintain its integrity and preserve your user experience. We recommend that you hit the pause button in gifting during this time. We thank you for your support, and we will see you back online real soon. Estimated return, Monday, the 4th of April at 7 p.m. So where are we now? We are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So between 3 and 5 days, we're just going to stop, pause, just put a pause on everything. Please, those of you, remember, it's not a platform that's hosting your money. If you have for the first time, your legend will have received the gifts. Otherwise, your legend's going to hang on for you to gift. But we just need to get this right, sort it out so that we can be performing optimally from next week. So thank you so much for just allowing that pause and that breathing space for our team to get that done. Chris has also commented in there to say 3 to 5 days. They're working 24/7. And so I would ask you as well that you please spread this message far and wide, because our support team, of the 700 tickets that we're receiving today, a lot of them are, the system is slow or the system is down or whatever it might be. So please let them know so that people don't log calls for it. 3 to 5 days. If we can do this in 3, we'll be back up on 3 and we'll let you know. Come on to Q&A tomorrow night if you have any other questions you need answered on that. And this is just so we can optimize because of the rate that we've grown at. So thank you so much for your understanding and your patience.
Absolutely.
All right, family. It is 9:05. I know none of us love it. You know what I mean? I'm legend on about a couple of boards. I'm like, I also want it to be working, but I want this to work for everyone around the world the same. And, you know, we want to get this right now, because as we've seen, the world has embraced Gift of Legacy. That is why globally we are now in over 100 countries with over 200,000 people and 12,000 a day. And that's just going to speed up. So let's get it right now so that we can absolutely have maximum impact in the world.
Absolutely.
And okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience, your love, your support. Send all the good vibes and the energy to the developers.
Yes.
I mean, we were so excited. We knew we were going to grow, but no one predicted how fast we were going to grow. So this is just something that we're...
Hey, P, remember when we launched, Chris was like, in a year's time, we'll have 1 million people. Hercules was like, I don't know, give it 6 months. And I think we're looking like that's more the occasion. So let's just get our foundation sorted.
Amazing. So at least in the next 3 to 5 days, you have the time and the space to just watch the recordings, invite your people. That's the exciting thing, at least, is you have time to plant the seed, tend the soil, nurture. So I'm really excited.
Yeah. All right, family, friends, we love you and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Absolutely, with Melissa and Tandy for Q&A Thursday.
Awesome. There we go.
You. Thanks, Mike.
Let's hear your beautiful voices. Thank you, my pie. Always.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
hello from Russia.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Petra.
Beautiful. See you all. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye. Bye.